So when you decided to take this passion of yours into the next level, like making it into a profession, definitely you would have done some preparation for that. Yeah, that takes me to my next question. How would you find your clients in Singapore? Personal trainer is a luxury, is it? So I presume there must be some women. We are multitaskers, of course, and we have so much to do. Like we have our work, we have our kids. Hi, Anjana here. There are certain careers that choose us. Normally, we have our educational plans so well planned to achieve our dream job. We work meticulously to reach there and we get it. Only to realize that this is not what you wanted to do. Your passion lies in something else. Nevertheless, you continue. You do the same job. Then there will be a moment where you have to shift your career. And voila, that is where you pursue your passion. This is what happened with Ms. Ranjeeta Henry, my guest of the day. She is an engineer who became a fitness coach in Singapore. Let's hear her story from her and let's see what does it take to become a fitness coach, or how can you make a profession in fitness. Welcome to Peptalk. Welcome to the show, Ms. Ranjeeta. I can't wait to hear your story. Thank you so much for sparing some time for us.
Thank you so much, Anjana, for inviting me.
So, Ranjeeta, a fitness trainer who was an engineer. So, how did this happen? Normally, we women, our life or our career changes, especially when something big happens in life. A big change in for that matter, like either it is a marriage or it is like when we have kids, we have to look for a job that gives us ample work-life balance. So that is what happens normally with women. So what was your story?
My story is also somewhat on the same lines. I started with engineering and then I did a few years in the corporate, and then after having my first kid, I realized that I needed to have a work-life balance, which was not possible at that point of time because I used to commute for 3 hours every day. So there came a point where I couldn't even see my daughter properly or even take care of her, and my husband was also busy. He's also working in the corporate. So I decided that I needed a career which would give me a balance of both. And being slightly fitness conscious or maybe health conscious, I could say, it was very easy for me to figure out on a path which was giving me both. So that's how I ventured into personal training or fitness coach.
So true, that is what always happens. Whatever you do, there is this mommy guilt that we are not giving enough time for our kids. That follows you always. So when you decided to take this passion of yours into the next level, like making it into a profession, definitely you would have done some preparation for that. What I mean is, maybe you have joined a course, or how was it like streamlining your passion to your profession?
I had to actually, to get a professional certification, I had to do a course. So for that I figured out that ACE was offering, I would say, American Council on Exercise. It is a premier institute or a premier certifying body which is based out of USA, and I thought that was a better choice for me, and which was available in Singapore as well, where I'm staying right now. So I got a certification from them, and after 2 years I did their fitness nutrition specialist course as well. So these are the two courses that I have done for my certification.
All right, so you took a certification that helped you kickstart this profession, like a fitness coach. Okay, so like how did you begin? So soon after the certification, did you join any gym to get that going, to get the ball rolling, or is it like you started something on your own?
For me, it was after I finished the course, which took roughly around 3 to 4 months, because once you are done learning the actual course, then you can right away go for writing the exam, which was also provided here. I had actually joined a institute here in Singapore, which was offering me this opportunity to write the exam, and they would take care of the rest of the things. So there was a practical aspect also to it, which we are supposed to complete. So that gave me a hands-on experience as well. So I got to know roughly, what is included in this particular job and how are the working hours, etc. And I decided that working in a gym was not my cup of tea because of my circumstances. I had 2 kids by then, and working in the gym required us to work for 12 to 15 hours usually, and the pay was not as attractive also. So I thought, okay, why not start my own? And that gave me the motivation, and I started doing freelance work first to gain some experience. And I would go to my client's place, or they would come over and they'll go to the condominium gym, and then I would train them there. So that is how I started my journey.
Yeah, that takes me to my next question. How would you find your clients in Singapore? Because you started something on your own in a new space, so finding clients must have been quite challenging. So was it like networking, personal recommendations? Is this how you got your business rolling?
I actually started with my friends who were actually interested in getting themselves in shape or to be fitter, and slowly they started referring me to their friends, and that's how it began. It was networking mostly, and also I had a platform in Singapore where I can advertise my services, so that also helped in a way. And Singapore being a small place, I mean, it would be roughly the area of even lesser than what Cochin is, so it was easier for me to commute as well. So I would go over to their places, and then I would do the workout with them. And otherwise, I think these are the 2 major areas where I can promote my business. Word of mouth, which was very effective, and also the platform where I would advertise my services.
So how do you conduct your classes? So what will be the duration like, and how many days for a client?
The sessions are based on the client's requirements. So I used to do one-to-one coaching only before, and a few maybe group classes also. So if the client prefers twice a week, then I would offer them twice a week, and duration was just 1 hour. So 1 hour we would do the warm-up, the main workout, and also the cooling or stretching, etc. So that is how it went. If people wanted more sessions per week, then I would offer them also that way.
So normally we know how much does it cost when you join a gym. So is personal trainers a luxury? Is it? So I presume there must be some extra charge, or how do you charge them?
Sure. When it comes to personal training, it is actually meant as a luxury. You have a person who's coming over to your place to make you work out, right? So that is why it is generally quite expensive, I would say. It would in Singapore itself, it comes to around $100 per hour, unless you take a package where it comes down, maybe around it comes to $70 to $100. They might reduce accordingly. And what I would suggest is, instead of going for personal training, you can also opt for online training, right? If you have economy in mind, then I think this is also a better choice. And because fitness is not just for a few months, you have to do it for quite a long period, right? And keep yourself fit, unless you're that motivated and you can do it on your own. So this is the area where I would suggest online training has taken a better place. I'm not saying that personal training is bad or offline training is bad, but you can have a mix of both if you have the flexibility of money, etc.
Yes, when we can avail all these services sitting in the confines of our house, definitely many people will opt for that. And in fact, that is one thing that COVID taught us. Like, we can do anything is possible by sitting at home. So have you seen an increase in clients, or when you can do the workout at the comfort of your house, what change have you seen? Are there more people joining?
Yes, because of the COVID as you just suggested, it was much more easier for people to adapt to the space called online training. Normally that was not the norm before COVID, but due to these restrictions, people were not able to move out of their home, so it became the norm, and people were more receptive. So in a way, even though they were struggling with their health and fitness, this was a better choice, I would say, because they could do it right from the comfort of their own home without having to commute to the to the gym or back, and also find that time for gym, etc. So this was like, you are in whatever clothes you are, you can just start working out if you have a coach right in front of you, and that made life much more easier, and it is much more economical also, I would suggest.
But isn't there still this difference that when you are when you do it offline, you are in a group, you go to the studio, isn't it that you get more motivated when you find like-minded people around, you feel like doing it?
Yes, it is a motivating factor when it comes to group coaching, but unfortunately I would say that it can be applied only to certain segments of training. For example, if you have Zumba or dance class or cardio sessions, like you have bike or treadmill or cycle, all these can be done within a group session. But when it comes to strength training, for example resistance training, which I provide, and the weight training sessions and all, it requires you to have a specific knowledge, and it is better if you do it in the presence of a trainer, right? And if it is online also, you will be specifically told what you have to do and how you have to do, right? So when it comes to group coaching, there is a disadvantage because people of all fitness level will not be able to follow from a single person, right? So that is where the limitations come. Unless otherwise you are doing a Zumba, you're doing cardio, general cardio, that's fine with doing in a group session.
It's said that well begun is half done, but as far as fitness is concerned, a beginning is not enough. A beginning, however well you have done it, that is not enough. What matters is how far you can take it. So normally, like what happens is, women, we are multitaskers, of course, and we have so much to do. Like we have our work, we have our kids, we have our household chores. So when compared to our partners, I believe we are the ones who always think that okay, let fitness be on the back burner. So any tips to help with this?
That's a very relevant and practical question that you asked me, Anjana, because I've always been thinking in those lines, and my journey itself is a proof of that. Because being a housewife and or maybe a working woman and having kids, taking care of all the things together, it takes a toll on us, and we hardly give importance to our health, right? So it takes a backseat, and that is why you see that mostly women put on weight in the long run. You may have seen that people would be quite young and they'll be looking very healthy and all, but the moment they get married and have kids, everything goes for a toss. So because of the issue of juggling between all these things, that is where the problem happens. So in this regard, what I have, my program has been created especially for women who are working or who are housewives and who don't have the time to actually hit the gym every single day or maybe whenever they want to. Even if they are having the gym right in their workplace, near to their workplace, they hardly have the time. So because you have to hit the gym, you go to the gym, you do the workout, and then you have to come back. So it takes at least 1 hour plus, right? So that kind of time is not possible for women generally. So in this regard, what I would suggest to them is, you can opt for online training, right? So online training, the benefits are that okay, it will not have unfortunately it won't have the benefits of offline class, like all the good things that you see around, or maybe the flashy things around, like you won't have a high-end gym, you won't have a trainer right in front of you, because that is a luxury if you have that. But on the other hand, it is more practical, it is giving you consistency, and it will help you with regard to your fitness, right? So all these, if you take away all the the hi-fi things around it, this is the most practical way to move forward for women especially, I would say. So in my program itself, what I give my clients is under 45 minutes, I make sure that they are done with their exercise every single day in the morning itself. or sometimes in the evening, whichever time is suitable. So in that way they get their workout done in the confinement of their home, and without spending extra time or a minute of extra time, I would say, on anything else. So even if they are dressed in their whatever they are wearing at home, they can just start exercising. So they have the warm up, everything is included in that warm up, workout, and the stretching included. And sometimes I give a little bit of meditation or yoga sessions also. So including, it's like a package. You have it done and then you are ready for your day to begin. And it is priced also very reasonably. So that is where the online training comes as a blessing, I would say. It is much more economical and practical. So my programs usually start with as low as $200 per month, which is giving you at least 8 to 10 sessions, right? So these are the things that you can actually invest in. This is the kind of investment that you have to make in your health in the long run, and that will be economical for you also.
Before I go to the next question, I'm just so curious that if somebody want to join you, how would they find you? Like if you want to join an online course, and the best thing about online courses is that anybody can join from anywhere. Even I can join sitting here in Delhi for a class in Singapore. So how do we find you? How to register to your classes?
I usually conduct workshops every month, twice or thrice, and people who are they want to know more about my program, or they want to learn more about the program, and also knowledge wise they can improve. If people are really interested in doing themselves also, this is a good idea. You can just test yourself first and then you can register if you want to join. And for that matter, you can direct message me on Facebook or Instagram, where I usually post my daily workouts, etc., and a few tips are also provided there. So if you can direct message me, you can join for this workshop as well, which is a very nominal fee. I don't charge much for the workshop. It is sometimes it's free of cost as well.
So you are on a journey that you love doing. So what are your ambitions in this fitness career? So you have left engineering for good. Is it anywhere near? Any thoughts on getting back to engineering, or this is it? Fitness is your future.
Engineering was interesting, yes, and I am sort of a practical sort of a person. So my main idea or goal of getting an engineering degree was, I should be capable enough of doing certain things on my own as well. But unfortunately, that dream stayed quite distant. So right now, I'm not in that space. But yes, I have been trying something or the other on my own. But I'm not a true engineer, I should say, because knowledge-wise, I'm nowhere near.
It's so wonderful that you are pursuing your passion, and all the very best for this endeavor. And I hope to catch up with you again on some tips on fitness. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you so much, Anjana. Thank you.
Keep watching Peptalk.